Hey, what's up everyone? PersNikity here, moving on with the walkthrough for Rime, and this is going to be part 8. The title of this video is going to be something along the lines of building an iRobot. So in the last video, we kind of were going through this maze and through the caverns and stuff, and this video is picking up directly after that one. And basically what we're going to be doing in this video is we are going to be still navigating through this area, but our objective is basically to build one of these iRobots, which I believe are called Sentinels in like the proper game language. I think they're called Sentinels, but I'm just going to stick with the iRobots. And so in this video we are going to be building one from scratch, and then in the next video we'll be resurrecting the army of them. But anyway, go through this doorway here and go ahead and yell at the hourglass totem, and it's actually an elevator which will transport you up here to the upper floor. And then what you're going to do is you're going to yell at the totem in the center of the room, and when you yell at it, it will turn the beam of light in your direction. So you see here, you yell, flashes the light, and now that light will open this doorway here, and we're going to do that with multiple doors on this floor. So if you go into this first one, you're going to find the key, which we will be using in a little bit, so obviously just hold on to that. And then you can make your way over here to the second door, and this will also play a part in the story. And then the third door is really nothing, and the fourth door you can't reach right now, and it's just like a collectible, so I'm not going to cover that in this walkthrough. But anyway, so finally, you know, if you were paying attention in like the first couple videos, I was talking about how what I was doing for this walkthrough was I have 2 PlayStation accounts, and what I was doing was on one account I was playing the game without recording it, and that was just my playthrough for fun to kind of learn how to solve all the puzzles and stuff like that. And then as soon as I beat a section on my first profile, I would switch to my second profile and immediately just replay that section so that I could cut out all the, you know, inefficiencies, and basically I can make the most efficient walkthrough possible. And so what that means is that during a lot of these voiceovers, I haven't yet beaten the game. However, this video right here, this voiceover, this is the first voiceover since I've officially beaten the game, and I'm not going to reveal any spoilers, but I am going to just talk about some general thoughts that I had earlier and that I have now. So if you've been paying attention to the commentary, you know, I was talking a bit about how the game is really fun, but I feel like it's just getting a bit stale. Like I don't really feel like I'm doing much to achieve something. I'm just kind of running through and solving these puzzles, but I don't feel like I'm doing much. And the other thing I was talking about was the story, in the sense that games nowadays, a lot of games, they don't have a direct narrative. Instead, they just kind of throw you in the shoes of some character, and they expect you to kind of discover the story for yourself. And in some ways, that's okay. But in a lot of ways, it really bugs me, mainly in the sense that when you do that, not every gamer is going to experience the game in the same way. And what I mean is, everyone's going to interpret the message of the game differently if you don't give it an explicit narrative. And this game is no different. You know, this game doesn't have dialogue, it doesn't have a setup. You literally just get thrown in the shoes of this kid, and you got to run around an island and a desert and now a indoor garden maze type place. And you know, at first that bothered me, but I have to say that after finishing the game, I feel like it all comes together very nicely. The end of the game is very touching, very emotional. I just thought that the end of the game really wrapped things up to the point where I didn't have any questions. And I feel like I have to, you know, just acknowledge props to the developers. Real quick, you're going to notice a flash in the screen here. What you're going to do when you go through that door is grab this statue and just place it in the doorway, and then you're going to go back and pick up the orb so that when the door jams down, the statue blocks it from going down completely. And then you can just basically carry on, and the rest is pretty straightforward. But I got to give props to the developers. You know, in the past couple of videos, I might have been a little harsh in saying that, you know, they weren't delivering a great story. And, you know, in some sense, that was true at the time. But now that I've finished the game, I kind of want to take back that statement and say that, you know, it takes a little time and patience to get to it, but I think at the end of the game, a lot of people are going to be very satisfied with the ending. I thought it was very touching, and unfortunately I can't talk about it because I don't want to reveal any spoilers, but I will just say it's worth the playthrough. So if you are currently playing this game, I definitely would recommend you finish it through. If you're on the fence about buying the game, I will say this, after playing the game, if you're on the fence about buying this game, I would say you should buy it. However, I would say that you should wait to buy it until a price drop. I bought this game for 30 bucks and I don't think it was worth that. I'd say at the most this was a $20 game. You know, it was a fun game, but it was just kind of short. And there's, in my opinion, there's not a lot of replay value unless you want to go back and get all of the collectibles, which I think I counted. There's like 44 in total, somewhere around there, somewhere in the 40s. But the point is, for me personally, I feel like this is a game you can wait on and maybe buy later on when it's, you know, summer sale or Xbox Games for Gold, or, you know, just something where it's either cheap or free. But I will say that no matter what, it's worth the experience. And, you know, if you got to pay a couple dollars to witness that experience, I think that's okay. I think the developers have earned that right. Alright, so after that little scene, you can see that we now have created the head of the Sentinel, or the iRobot, as I call them. And so now all we have to do is attach a set of legs to it. So go ahead and just follow exactly what I'm doing. Before the cutscene I was talking about my overall review of the game now that I have beaten it, and then just some logistics for you so you know what to expect in the future. So from this video there will be 2 more. So that means that there's going to be this video, part 8, then there's going to be part 9, which is when we resurrect an army of iRobots, and then there's going to be part 10, which is the last level of the game. And part 10 is going to be a bit longer. It's going to be about 28 minutes, but that's because it includes not only the last gameplay, but it also includes the last couple of cutscenes, and I just felt like those cutscenes, I felt like it was all more appropriate to piece all those pieces together instead of to separate them, just for the sake of storytelling. And I think you'll agree with me when you watch that final video in the walkthrough. I think that it just was appropriate to leave all of those pieces together instead of trying to separate them into smaller videos. But yeah, so the game overall, it's not very long. It could be longer if you run around hunting down the collectibles, of course. But like I said, I decided not to do that. So if you're just running through the game from start to finish, it's actually pretty short, on the matter of a couple hours, I think. And so real quick, you're going to slide this block over here and it will open another one of these rooms, which is another elevator. So go ahead and yell at the hourglass totem. You'll be instantly transported upstairs, and that's when you can get on the vision altar and align the Sentinel up. And you'll see that you can align the head with the legs, and then boom, we have officially created an iRobot. So once he's created, go ahead and go down and say what's up. Alright, so after that nice little cutscene, we're going to be introduced to a new little trick you can do here. The Sentinels will be attracted to these blue orbs, so what you're going to want to do is pick up the orb from across the room and run over here to where this block is, and you're going to want to lure the Sentinel onto this platform so that he will activate the elevator. And so now once he's standing there, you see that I can slide this block away, and since he's still on the platform, the elevator still remains open. And so what you're going to want to do is slide this block into the elevator so that you can get it upstairs and use it to finish the rest of this little puzzle room. But yeah, pretty cool. I don't know. I thought this was one of my favorite levels, like just getting to kind of create that iRobot from scratch, and you saw how like the kid was showing him how to walk and everything like that, and you're gonna see more of that in the next couple of videos. You're gonna see the kid trying to teach the Sentinel some things, and you're gonna see the Sentinels helping out the kid, and it's a cool relationship, much like the how the kid is with the little fox that we've seen numerous times in the game. But anyway, this level is coming near a close. There's a couple minutes left, and basically this was just another one of those points where I couldn't figure out where to cut the videos to make for good lengths, so I wanted to keep this video at about 15 minutes. So what's going to happen is we have now created the iRobot, and we have to do a lot of walking and backtracking through a lot of the rooms that we've already seen. And now kind of our objective here, even though we don't know it yet, is to reanimate a lot of the Sentinels that have been downed. So you'll notice that as we've been going through this area, there's been a lot of the iRobots that are like lying on the ground, seemingly dead. So our objective now is kind of to resurrect a lot of those things, because they will help us later on in the game when we get to another area. And then of course all of these areas where there's like big branches and thorns blocking your way, that's all the Sentinel's job. So don't be, if you see those areas and you think, how do I get past them? Don't worry, you'll eventually get through them. And that's kind of a note on the Sentinel here. It might look like I'm leading the Sentinel, but I'm actually not. The Sentinel has a direct path. It knows where it's going, and so you actually want to just follow it. It's just that since I have already played this, I knew where to go. But yeah, so if you get lost or anything, just try to stay near the Sentinel, because he'll lead you in the right direction. Of course, if you want to go looking for collectibles and whatnot, well then yeah, you're gonna have to stray from the path a bit, because obviously the Sentinel's not going to hold your hand all the way to the treasures. But anyway, so we'll get to this room here, and like I said, we're doing a lot of backtracking now, so you should of course recognize this room. We've been here before, and what you're going to want to do is, you can see that at first the Sentinel, if you watch the Sentinel, he looks like lost, like he wants to go through that door, but he can't, and so he'll change his path, and what'll happen is, you see here, he's going to stand on the platform. He'll do that automatically, and he'll open up this room for you here, which again is another elevator. So you can go upstairs now, and you can see that in the center there's this golden platform that we can jump to and steal ourselves an orb. So again, this is something that he'll do automatically. He'll automatically stand on that platform. But now you'll see he's surrounded by the monsters, so just kind of go up, and same mechanic as before, yell into the orb. All the monsters will be defeated, and he will continue on his way. And another thing which you'll notice, this will be important later, is when you yell into the orb near him, his head actually amplifies the orb. And so that is important to know, because say there's a group of enemies, if you just yell into the orb normally, they won't be killed. But if you yell into the orb while next to the Sentinel, they will be killed, because your yell will be amplified by him. But anyway, go ahead and put this here. The door will open, and you can continue on your way until we meet again in the next video. So thanks for watching. See you then.